Yeah, okay, so my project was basically on group work within first years. So the idea of the project was to try and introduce first years to get a better understanding of what the topics were about without giving more lectures and more dictation. So the idea was to try and get them a bit more secondary learning, slightly further down the pyramid of learning. So by giving group learning, we're hoping that they could investigate more and actually develop their understanding as opposed to just learning for the exam.
The task of my group was slightly different. We were looking only at international students, that's non-European students, and mostly the needs and concerns they have when transitioning to the British educational system.
I find it particularly interesting how the students were very keen to do something fairly hands-on, and one of the main things they really wanted to get involved with was building something. And one of the main ways I discovered this was talking to some of the ship science students, like I myself. In the first week, you actually build a little model, and you put a little propeller on the back of it, and you send it across a swimming pool. And one of the things they said was that taught them so much, and they learned so much from that. And they said it's a shame that doesn't continue to happen, because everything you do in the maths and everything like that can be related back to this little simple model. And by doing that more regularly, I reckon they can learn quite a lot more.
Our students in the engineering sciences do not really know what is expected from them in terms of academic English. That is the technical terms, the writing skills required in the school, while other students, such as the environmental science students, actually know what is expected.
Okay, yeah, I mean, it was very good for the independent learning. I mean, like, we only were allowed to have 2 meetings with our supervisors, and that kind of meant that we had to be very independent, make a lot of decisions, and really plan those 2 meetings to ensure we took full advantage of them and didn't just waste, the rare opportunities we had to speak with them. Personally, I would say time management was something I really struggled with. It was, you're given a fairly long period of time to do it in, and to work constantly throughout it, and arrange meetings with your partner and things like that. It's quite hard to make sure everything kept moving at the right same pace.
For us, the main problem was formulating the questionnaire to provide the students with, because first off, most of the universities in the UK, even the Erasmus group ones, which are the premium ones, don't have a credit bearing module in the curriculums targeting specifically English. The problem was that we didn't know what to look at and how to assess what's the best way of actually improving your skills, and it took us quite a lot of time in actually formulating the questionnaire and targeting correctly to the pupils, the students actually, and with no help from academic staff.
I mean, Joy's always been, and Sarah, very enthusiastic about it and very much keen to see what could be done with it. It'd be really interesting to see whether they could actually implement it in some way. Yeah.
It would be really, really interesting, because I think both groups provide us quite substantial and solid data, which can be used by the university to formulate the curriculum.
I'd like to think probably the data is probably more useful to them than our direct
exactly. The data itself.
Yeah, that'd be helpful.